Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or lady or gentleman, depending on how many people are tuning in. This is WBIG.Tv, practice piano, just a piano practice. However, at times we discuss other topics of general interest. Is this thing on? Looks like the camera guy's acting up again. Can't wait for the next version of Robot to come out and run my cameras. My cameraman? Give this guy a couple of tries here, see if he behaves. When he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's really bad. Sign of a genius. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware, my foolish heart. Avoid the ever-constant moon. Beware, my foolish heart. There's a line between love and fascination, hard to see on an evening such as this, but they both give the very same sensation. The moment of a kiss, ooh yeah, your lips are much too close to mine. Beware, my foolish heart. But should our eager lips combine, but should our eager lips combine, then let's this time it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall away. It's love. This time it's love, my foolish heart. Let's beware my foolish hearts. goes something like that. I got to move the screen over here. I like that screen over there when we practice. Thanks for all the great comments on last night's show, everybody. David and Andrew. Andrew was asking about how to be fluid, and it's not hard to be fluid. You know, like a leaky gas tank is fluid. You know, it's like I think I could talk about this for hours and make the point that like a normal person can make in 5 seconds, but basically. I kind of practice stuff, the technical stuff, in reverse. What I do is to try to put this in a nutshell. I'll be glad to expand on it sometime, but don't try to play it good, right? Be sloppy. What you do is, in your mind, pretend. This is going to be a little hard to explain in like 3 seconds because I've tried to explain this for long periods of time to people I know really well and are married to, and they just glaze over. So, but I did it as an experiment to myself for 20 years. So it works for me because I couldn't learn it the other ways. But what you do, why do kids, my whole approach to, I even named it, I made a system and then I followed it in the mid-90s, 1996. I even wrote it out and then I followed it and it worked for me. I call it the baby talk system. It's to learn how to improvise, to get away from the sheet music and to give yourself kind of a stickoctomy, you know. So it's based on learning from the approach of pretending. That's why I call it baby talk. Is who are believed to be the best learners in the world are like the younger we are, right? Infants, you know, and they just copy everything. And kids, they just, as they get a little older, they're just like sponges, right? So what do? They're pretending, right? Like you ask them, like, you know, what are you? I'm a cowboy. They believe it. They believe they're a cowboy, right? They got kids don't play cowboys anymore. And our ages, we did, you know, right? Now they like send you to re-education camp for playing with a cap gun, but that's an whole nother story. So what you do is, now let me just throw this at you, just to throw a little bit at a time at you, as a mental exercise. We all know how to pretend anything, right? You can pretend, you know, and remember, when you pretend, you're really believing you're doing it, right? You're fan. You're like a kid. You don't care, right? Just pretend. Now, let's say you're pretending to fly a plane, right? You know, wow, look at me, zoom, throttle, cyclic, collective, if you're a helicopter, right? Anything. You're pretending you're, you know, a baseball player, whatever, football, singer, musician. Now, you could also, like, you know, do these things. Like, you could pretend you're riding a bike, right? And you can go ride a bike. You could really ride a bike, right? Now, here's the thing to think about tonight. What if you pretend you're doing something while you're actually doing it? Why not, right? You could ride a bike, right? No matter what you're thinking, you could ride a bike. And you could pretend you're riding a bike, even if you're sitting there eating a bowl of cereal, right? How about pretending while you're actually doing the thing? See what I mean? Simultaneously. You know, people at first, they tell me, you can't. How can you pretend you're playing the piano if you're playing the piano? Well, think of it as two separate things that you do separately, but then why couldn't you, if you could do each one while you're doing anything else in the world, why couldn't you combine those two things and do them simultaneously? So that's pretending while doing. And that's the basis of my whole approach to learning to improvise, is you follow, you pretend you're doing it. So you pretend you're doing a run, just be a mess with it. But in your head, you're doing it. You're doing it. But if anybody hears you, it's a little hard, as adults especially, to do this. Because if somebody hears you, they'll think you're like a scene out of Reefer Madness or something, right? So, you gotta, but that's, hey, when you put yourself out there doing anything, you get past that. You make a fool out of yourself enough times and you don't notice it anymore, right? So anyway, this might not sound connected at all, or maybe you kind of get it, or maybe you get it completely, but this is how I do everything. The mistake, you gotta love mistakes. I'm telling you, mistakes are gold. So don't practice like an arpeggio. You could do that just as a separate exercise and stuff, but also do this and divorce yourself from that when you're doing this. Just don't go, I'm going to learn a G minor 7 arpeggio and try to make it nice and clean and go up and down and left. That's great. That's the way the rest of the world does it, okay? So I'm not saying you can do it the way they teach. I went to school. I learned how to do it the normal way. The nice thing about doing it this way, the baby talk way, is as it slowly comes together, and whatever you got, it's yours. It's you. It's your voice. Right? And you get these people, they can play like technique and crazy and everything, but they never, they're always, they don't know what their own voice is, and the audience reacts differently, if it's just, they say, if you got the truth, honesty, they always do this with their hands when they're saying that too. You notice those music critics? So I found that's the way. It's the way. Now you're the second person in the world to know about it. It takes a long time because it actually builds, depending on how much, maybe you got a certain knack for it. I didn't. I'm the poster child, okay, for being impossible to teach to do this, right? So it takes a long time. You got to do it every day. You got to do it every day, and it slowly develops. And you won't have to think about what you're doing. You could talk and say dumb stuff while you're playing with this. Oh yeah, it's how we do things at Lounge Academy. Ooh. probably sorry you asked. I try not to talk about that stuff because people are never the same. They usually wind up insane. I've destroyed more minds. I had fun playing a couple songs out of the book last night. We'll turn to this one, another Gershwin. Every time I open the book randomly, well, you know what I didn't do? I didn't put on the... Can I do this while it's on? Let's see. I want to set the... Experimenting with the slow motion effect on the camera. These phones are amazing. They can do tricks. They all laughed at Christopher Columbus. Then they tore his statue down. They all laughed when Edison recorded sound. They all laughed when Wilbur and his brother, when they said the man could fly. They said Marconi, wireless was phony. It's the same old cry. They laughed at me, wanting you, reaching for the moon, but oh, you came through. Now they'll have to change their tune. Oh, they all said that we never could be happy. They all laughed and howled. Oh, who's got that last laugh now? Oh yeah. Oh, they all laughed. Listen to them laugh. Oh yeah. Let them laugh. As long as they laugh. Right? You don't have to worry about people that are laughing. So the ones that aren't laughing are the ones you got to worry about. We're going alphabetical. We're going to work our way through this book, through the nights. We started in the T's. We're teasers here. The way you wear your hats, the way you sip your tea with your finger up like that, the one of all that. No, 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 they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, you can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on that bumpy road of love. Always, always keep the meaning of, oh yeah, the way you hold your knife, the way you dance till 3, the way you've changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, no, they can't take that away. No, 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 no. They can't take that away from me at Lounge Academy. Gotta love those Gershwin tunes. You know what? There's that slow motion effect again. They say not to overdo effects. Well, thanks everybody. It was a quickie tonight. Main thing is, always practice. Even the quickie, it's so much better than if you don't. Or don't. What the heck, you know? If nobody practices, I'll just be that much better than they are. Be great if everybody's... Too bad with COVID, everyone couldn't... Instead, they all practice more, right? Well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow night.